Donc celle mutu bango bayebi na Congo ezali Patrice Emery Lumumba.
Because of the Pan-African, we mention their names always.
Pona kata panafricanisme totanga bakombo na bango mingi.
But when Papa Simon Kimbangu came up,
Metango toyoki kumo ya Papa Simon
I
Kimbangu.
knew the real story started here.
Na yeba isiko ke histoire solo ebandaki awa.
In 18 years back,
18 ans passés,
there was a prophecy in Egypt. I was in Egypt.
nazaki na Egypte prophétie moko ebima
And
ekuna.
we had the gathering of all African churches in one place.
Tosangisaki ba église nyonso ya Afrique na kati ya esika.
And I invited African ambassadors from Kenya, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Cameroon, and they came.
Nabengisaki ba ambassadeur o bauti na Kenya,
And we invited some African ministers from America.
Na ba ministère o bauti pe na Amérique.
When the Congolese choir was giving praises,
Tango choral moko ya ba Congolais babana
there was a presence of God in that place.
Présence ya Nzambe ezalaki na kati esika.
And one of the prophecy came out
Prophétie moko ebimaki.
that Congo is the womb of Africa.
Congo ezali berceau ya Afrique.
And if the womb is not healed, Africa will not be healed.
Dans ceux qui berceau eza na guérison te eza
I did not
maladie
know the
Afrique
connection
kala pe ko bikate.
until I came here
Na ebe connexion te ti tang na ya
about the
yaki awa.
prophecy of Papa Simon Kimbangu,
Aba sur prophétie ya Papa Simon Kimbangu.
that it has to start from here
Que il faut ebanda awa.
and he has to deliver Africa
Pe il faut
and he
libérer
has to
Afrique.
deliver the world.
Et libérer pe mukili mobimba.
The reason why we have suffered a lot
La raison pour laquelle tu souffres mingi
is not because of the black skin.
eza pona loposo mwindo te.
We suffered a lot because we are intelligent.
Tu souffres mingi po tozali mayele.
God created us with
Nzambe asalaki
something within
biso
us,
na eloko moko na kati na biso.
and he has given us everything
Et
for
puis
life.
apesi biso nyonso na kati ya vie.
That is why they invade us.
Yango ba
That is why they
envahissaka biso.
enslave us.
Yango ba komisa biso ba
That
esclave.
is why they destroy
Yango
us.
bazo détruire biso.
That is why they create diseases and bring them to
Yango
us.
bazo créer ba maladie bazo memela biso.
Why did God give them a special place?
Po ni nzambe apesa bango esika ya
Why
malamu.
did God give them all the resources?
Po ni nzambe apesa ki bango ba ressources.
The destruction in Africa is because of what you have.
La destruction ya Afrique ezali pona makambo biloko
We
biso
are
tozala
not
nango.
poor.
Tozali ba
Africans.
pauvreté. Afrique eza pauvreté.
Congolese, you are not poor. You are the
Congolais,
richest
ozali
people on
pauvreté.
the earth.
Vous allez le peuple le plus riche à mokili.
But it's the time for you to turn over
Mais siko tango ekoki bozwa esika na
so that
bino.
you can take over.
Po ete bokoka olonga.
Turn over to take over
Balusa makambo po ete
and
bokoka
present who
kozali
you
likolo.
are
Bo présenter o bino bozali.
through Papa Simon Kimbangu
À
and the
travers Papa
prophecy.
Simon Kimbangu na prophétie.
That is why we have Dr. Fazam.
Yango to ibemi Dr.
Kamala
Fazam.
Abadi today.
Kamala Abadi lelo.
Again, Dr. Fazam came because we had the connection with Ambassador Sister Rose. We met in Addis, all of us, with Dr. Luanga.
To Papa Fazam ayi lelo po tozali na connexion na Mama Ruth. Pe
After,
Papa Jospin o tokutani na ye na kati ya Ethiopie.
after I left Nkamba here,
Tant na longwaki Nkamba.
Papa Simon Kimbangu in the last meeting said, don't be late.
Papa Simon Kimbangu alobaki na ke nazala na retard te.
Because there is people who throw promises and they don't come back
Po
again.
bato mosusu bayaka balakaka me bazongaka te.
I said, I'm not going to promise you, but we will be back.
Nga nayebisaki eke nga na kopromete te me
That is why we
tokozonga.
have the big delegation today.
Yango toye na délégation monene lelo.
Because of Luanga, can Luanga stand up and Ruth let them stand up?
Po na Papa Loanga.
Dr. Luanga and Ruth, can you stand up?
Papa Loanga, Mama Rose botelema.
These are the two people
Bango mibale
who connect us to
o
Kamba.
ba connecte biso na Nkamba.
That is why we are here.
Yango wana toza awa
The
lelo.
second time.
Po na bala mibale.
That is why Dr. Fazam is here.
Yango wana Dr. Fazam
As
pe
guest
azali
of
awa.
honor. As guests of honor.
En tant qu'invité d'honneur.
And God has a special purpose for this mission.
Nzambe azali na
A special purpose for this mission.
azali na mission spéciale pour na biso.
And I thank you, Papa Simon, for your invitation.
Na tondi botondi Papa Simon pour l'invitation na yo.
It was not easy to organize a trip in a short time.
Ezaki facilité pour organiser voyage au Nathan.
But because it is God's trip, that is why we are here.
Mais pour ezalaki mabongisami ya Nzambe yango toye awa.
And God's mission has to be fulfilled.
Mission ya Nzambe il faut ekokisama.
It's a time for the black community, black people all over the world to rise.
Tango ekoki pour na population noire à travers le monde entier et tombama.
We don't want to campaign like when you become president, you go and carry that child and say that I want to be a president. You want to show you love the children. No. That is not the way. We have to be honest. Whatever you promise, you have to fulfill. Papa Simon Kimbangu wrote a letter to the president and all the government of Congo. And he mentioned our mission when we came here on the trip. And that is why we say this mission has to be fulfilled and we don't want to let him down or disappoint him. And whatever God has brought us here, we ask the grace of God to be fulfilled. The arrow will fly from Congo to all over Africa. To bring the change. Change that can turn over our lives. To take over our destiny. God bless you.
Merci. Le dernier message dans la série de discours de Sejour sera celui de M. Farmazam Kamalabadi, président du futur Trans Group. Nous vous invitons, Monsieur le Président du futur Trans Group, de passer devant les micros pour votre message à tous les fidèles et sympathisants Kimbangu se réunis dans ce somptueux temple d'Nkamba, Nouvelle-Jérusalem.
Espíritu Santo, le signe de Dieu sur la terre, envoyé spécial de Jésus-Christ, notre Papa Simon Kimbangu, Kiangani, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Notre Père qui est aux cieux, que ton nom soit sanctifié.
Thy kingdom come.
Que ton règne vienne.
Thy will be done.
Que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel.
On earth as it is in heaven. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel.
I come here from far land. I come here from high levels. But God told me. God told me. God commanded me. You humble yourself before black man. You humble yourself.
Fukama liboso ya bato mwindo. Fukama liboso ya bato mwindo.
And God said,
Nzambe alobi,
be the true white man who is the servant of Africa.
Zala mutu mundele ya solo o azali servant ya Afrique.
God told me, be the white man who is the servant of the black man.
Nzambe alobi nanga zala mutu mundele o azala servant ya mutu mwindo.
Not by name.
Na kombo te.
In heart.
Men na motema.
In reality.
Na réalité.
This is a sacred land.
O ezali mboka ya bule.
This is Africa.
O ezali Afrique.
This is the mother of human civilization.
O ezali mère de la civilisation.
This is the new Jerusalem.
O ezali Yerusalem ya sika.
And before I met
the
sign of divinity,
sa divinité,
before I heard him, I know of him. I know his spirit, Grandpa Papa Simon,
Naebi esprit naie grand-père Papa Simon,
and before him Kimpa Vita,
pe liboso naie Kimpa Vita,
who sacrificed,
o asi sacrifié,
burned
batumbaki
for the right of the black civilization,
le poso mwindo etombama,
was from God,
autaki na Nzambe,
was the voice of God.
ezaleki mongongo Nzambe.
I know from 1887 to 1921 April 6
que du 6 avril 1921
until Papa Simon was taken to the jail, beaten,
Papa
slashed,
Simon bakangaki bamemi na boloko babani ko bete bafimbo
in acid,
babwaki na ma
in
mungwa
chains,
bakangi na
run through the streets and the mud,
batambwisi na kati ya balabala
30 years imprisonment,
30 ans na kata boloko,
and yet free.
mais azali libre,
Free here, free
azali
here,
libre na kati
free
ya
up there.
mutema na mutu
And
azapeli
as
ligolo.
he went to the kingdom of God in
na
October 12,
le 12
1951,
octobre 1951,
and my beloved spirit brother was born,
mon cher frère bien-aimé abotami,
10 years younger than me, older than me.
azali mukolo nanga na différence de 10 ans.
I was born October 6,
On abotami le
1961.
6 octobre 1961.
I knew his prophecies are true.
Nayebi ke ba prophétie nae ezali ya solo.
The prophecies are true.
Prophétie ezali ya solo.
The day that the black man will rise is today.
Moto mwindo akotombama ezali lelo.
The promised day of God is today.
Promesse ya Nzambe ezali lelo.
The true speaker of God is sitting here together with you.
Porte-parole ya solo ya Nzambe avandi apembe na yo na bino.
I am a humble servant.
Nazali humble serviteur.
I don't matter.
Nga nazam datina te.
It's the destiny of 1.5 billion people of Africa that
ezali
matters.
destin ya 1,5 milliard ya ba africain de ezokonte na mokili.
I helped raise the nation of China. Yes, I did.
na aider nation ya Chine etombwama.
When I went to China, China was poorest.
Chine ezalaki très pauvre.
China did not have anything.
Bazalaki na eloko te.
Not paved roads. They didn't have
Bazalaki
highway.
ata na banzela ya pavement te.
They did not have shower, electricity, air
Bazalaki
conditioning.
na ba douche te, bazalaki na courant te.
Their villages, they were poorer than any African country today.
na banki ezalaki le plus pauvre koleka kutu Afrique.
Many of them were starving.
Bango babane kokufa nzala.
The whole GDP of China was $200 billion.
Bazalaki na ekonomi ya muke Économie Bimba comme les 2 millions de dollars.
Yes, I helped raise China. Today, $19 trillion.
Économie est à 19 trillions de dollars.
But when I was young, when I was 20, God told me, and I wrote in my diary, 1981, 42 years ago,
42 ans passés.
You go to China, you raise China. Then you go to Africa and you raise Africa. Together with the people of Africa. I knew nothing about Africa. In China, I learned the language. I learned Mandarin, Cantonese, Shanghainese, writing, hieroglyphic writing, hieroglyphic ancient writing, the book of philosophy, the writing, everything. I traveled to 500 cities of China. I went to 1,000 villages of China. But in Africa, I have been only in 15 countries. But God told me, Africa will rise bigger than China. And in shorter time than China. China, it took 30 years. Africa will take 10 years only. God told me, tell Africa, you are not here. You are there. That's the new realm of possibility. God said, I keep the arrow. Keep, and then I will go fast. So you will run fast. God said, Africa will have $60 trillion economy.
Une économie de 60 trillions de dollars.
Only in 10 years.
En 10 ans.
That is today $3 trillion.
Donc 10 ça veut dire que les lots est à 3 trillions, dans 10 ans 60 trillions de dollars.
That means 20x, 20 times.
Donc 20 fois plus.
But God said Africa will create wealth.
Zambalobi que Afrique ndé ko créer
will generate wealth.
Afrique ndé ko générer bomengo.
Africa will not wait from the wealth to come to them.
Zambé, pardon. Afrique est ko zelate que
Africa is not receiver.
Afrique ezali mutua yambakate.
Africa is not beggar.
Afrique azali mendiante.
Africa is the giver.
Afrique ne azamuto o akopesa.
Africa is the source.
Afrique ne ezali source.
Africa has been giver for 500 years.
Afrique
was giver, giving out, giving money,
Afrique,
giving resources.
Pendant plus de 500 Afrique n'im te pesa la ressource libanda.
Donner sortir à tout le monde Afrique source. Yeah. L'origine est Afrique.
L'origine est allée Afrique.
Yeah. Africa will create many engines of money.
Afrique créer ba
and will give it out.
Pour être to banoko pesa nde libanda.
God told me Congo can have Congo can have $5 trillion.
Congo ekoki kuzala 5 trillions de dollars.
Today is only 50 billion.
Lelo ezaka na 50 milliards.
Very low.
Eza vraiment assez.
The whole Congo only $50
milliards.
billion.
Eza vraiment assez.
That's the pocket money of one company of China.
Eza wana eza argent de poche ya compagnie moko na Chine.
No. We'll create a lot of money.
To créer mbongo ebele.
From Africa, by Africa, in Africa, for outbound.
Bon, nous to créer na kata Afrique et ubano kende siko libanda. Olege bisoto ya libanda ekota awa.
You do not wait for the government. You help the government. Africa will give outbound sovereign debt. Africa will issue debt, outbound debt to Europe. Game over.
Afrique nde ekobana ko défisa mbongo na Europe. Teke Europe défisa biso.
You already are giving every day, giving. Now we do it officially. The government of Congo, in the newspaper, announced in the world. Congo government gives foreign debt to Romania, Bulgaria. Outbound. Because Africa has risen. Because Africa has a movement. It is called Collective Peaceful Rise of Africa. Peaceful, collective, peaceful rise.
Collective.
Assurance, le paix, collective. Going up.
Donc, collectivement, l'Afrique peut être
It's called elevation of the nation.
Donc, c'est l'élévation de la nation.
It's called the surprise rise of Africa.
Donc, c'est une
surprise rise. The rise coming up, ascendant.
Ça sera une élévation surprise de l'Afrique.
Okay. The rise will be surprise.
Donc l'élévation est aux aléas surprise.
Nobody expected it. It will happen in the fourth generation.
Et que ça les mana quatrième génération.
In one generation.
En une seule génération.
Only one generation.
Car génération.
Not for future generations.
Pas pour les générations futures.
When Africa rise,
tant Afrique est
the Africans in America will rise. Their image, they will be proud. We are not against anyone. We don't need it with hatred. The white is not our enemy. We have to change them.
Il faut tout changer bango.
We have to change ourselves so we can change them.
Il faut changer pour tout changer bango.
We don't need to be indignant and angry. We don't need to be angry. We only need to do good work. We need to do better for agriculture. Better for mining. Better for energy. Combine it into industry. Combine it into finance. Make it digital finance. Put all the wealth in the ground before you take out. Before you take out, put it on blockchain. Put it on digital. Raise money, raise cash, monetize it. Before you go to industry. This is fast track. Early monetization. Early monetization.
Monétisation d'avance.
Early. Fast.
Vite. Une monétisation très rapide.
Très vite, monétisation. Des ressources. De dormi. S'active dormi. Africa will do it in a short time. I come now from Mali. Sorry, I come from, where were we? Malawi. We were before in Mali also. I come from Malawi. Everybody joined. 3 former presidents.
3 présidents
former, before.
Avant.
The current president.
Président Yalelo.
Madame SPC, like Prime Minister.
Première ministre, il y a Malawi.
The chairwoman of the parliament, speaker.
Directeur, il y a Parlement.
Vice President,
Vice-président,
everyone, Minister of Finance, Governor of Central Bank, Minister of Digitalization, all of them, even Minister of Mining, Minister of Agriculture, all the ministers, all the professors of university, all the young people, all the media, they put many articles about the rise of Malawi. Now it's time for Congo. I came to Congo in 1.5 years ago. But that wasn't the time. Now it is the time. Because the promised time is come now.
La journée de la promesse est aujourd'hui.
Okay, it's here. Already is here. I don't know French. I don't know African language. But God told me, you come and be a model. The white man who has no self. No self. No self. Pure motive. This world will change only by the Spirit of God, by pure motive.
Par motivation pure.
Little pure motive.
Donc une toute petite pure motivation.
Little pure motive is bigger than atomic bomb.
Une petite motivation est plus grande qu'une bombe atomique.
I don't have anything. I have pure motive. My gift to Congo. And I have whole followers around the world. The government of Dubai will come with us. The companies and government of America federal, they will come with us. I have prepared the whole world to come and help Africa. Okay, and finalement, I cannot change Africa. I cannot change Africa. Africa must change Africa. I am only a golden key. Starting. But the change will come from the government changing what we call legislation. Legislation, policy, system, modeling, all the layers. And the whole nation will rise, will believe a different world. In China, when I went there, they wrote a book, The Ugly Chinese. Chinese that are ugly. The whole China is ugly. Has nothing good. I changed that. I said, you are first world class citizen. You are first world class citizen. Not mid class. First class. I said Africa first. Africa first. I went 1 year ago in London, Queen Elizabeth Hall, Queen Elizabeth, with the Chancellor of the British government, in front of large people, and I said, the #1 engine,
moteur numéro 1,
the #1 engine of economy and finance of the world is Africa.
Donc moteur numéro 1, il y a économie, na finance, ils allaient Afrique.
#2 is India.
Deuxième, ils allaient Inde.
The two will rise. No America, no China.
Pas Amérique, pas Chine.
We love them. I love America. I love China. But it's time for Africa. So America also listened to me. I said before, there is the rise of the West. Now it's the rise of the rest. You come into Africa.
Yo binonde boya na Afrique.
So Africa agenda was the lowest in
Agenda
America.
africain